actually losing all those turrets there. C clearing out with only those 3 tanks, and now C moving forward with a dropship fleet of his own, and C's going to be able to set up a new contain on go.go over that high ground.
Yeah, I mean, C's really starting to kick ass. I mean, C looks like C decided he's had enough of getting pushed around. He's totally taking back control of this game. I would say that go.go's still in the lead because he has the 4th gas up and C's still running on only 3, but I mean, in the last few 3, 4, 5 exchanges, C has definitely got the upper hand by a huge margin, just taking out way more tanks. go.go being really sloppy, losing tanks, dropships, attack moving, and this has been okay. This gutsy base here by C is going to get taken down. And my bad earlier, I said C was on 3. That was actually his 4th gas, but he only just got it up, and it's going to get taken out again. I don't know why C decided to take that base. I guess he wanted to put some pressure onto go.go's main, but just way too easy for go.go to drop on that, considering it's basically within sight range of his starport. So, I mean, not much of a hop for the dropships to get there. And I see he's flying around here. I don't know if he's going to go for the 4th base or what he's doing here, but C's taking map control for sure. He's got the whole contain there set up in the middle. Both of them have a lot of dropships. go.go has built his way back up to 5 dropships now. C flying around with 3, but I think he's got some more waiting in his base or somewhere around the map. I think he had more dropships than that. go.go actually getting up his 5th gas now. So this game is getting pretty even. I mean, go.go's just barely managing to hold on to the lead here, but losing another dropship carelessly. I'd have to imagine that that dropship was already low on HP, considering how fast it died. You should definitely repair those dropships. Okay, so go.go not actually doing any damage with this drop here, but he's going to prevent C from taking that base, at least for a time. Well, C's immediately going to try to drop. Oh no, he's not going to try to drop on it, flying away with the dropships. And good control by C not to lose a dropship there. And as we know, every dropship counts. I mean, I don't play much TVT, but I got to imagine that keeping your dropships alive is one of the biggest, most important factors for TVT. Is that right?
Oh yeah, and it's really tough, especially now. I think C's SCBs were stuck there, but now that the main and the natural start getting mined out and you start running out of S-Pain gas, you know, you really are limited. And as we see, C's mineral count and gas count is still really low. I mean, for having as many bases as he does, even though he actually only has 2 bases because his main's mined out, and actually his natural might even be mined out, and that base, as we see, isn't up and running. And C looks like breaking that, but go.go actually making a really nice move there, you know, using the few forces that he had to drop in the upper right, and he was able to secure, you know, even though he didn't take him, he stopped C from taking the upper right main and natural, and C really is going to need to reciprocate here, and he's going to need to clear go.go's bottom right, because if C allows go.go to take bottom right without getting the ability to take upper right, C's going to fall back behind in this game. And I think, you know, it seems like go.go, although playing just overall, I would say worse than C. I mean, he's just making these, you know, clutch, stab, you know, awesome moves that just completely neutralize everything C's doing. I mean, now go.go's at the point once again where he's got a lot of gas, as we see his mineral counts going above 1,000, so he can start affording to play some extra CCs and continue his gas advantage, where C's going to fight tooth and nail, and we see C dropping. He's trying to break that, and he actually did a pretty nice job, but go.go with a counter drop on top of C. Wow, he had like 8 dropships and he had like 8 units in him. Yeah. So go.go is still keeping control of that upper right main, just barely. You know, at the very least, he can control the gas at the natural too. So C really wants to take that back.
Oh yeah, I mean the gas is the most important part of the game right now at this point. Once the game is into the point where it's all tanks and Goliaths, I mean tanks and Goliaths are really gas intensive. I mean you need to have more geysers than you have minerals. A mineral only is basically useless at this point in the game, other than for getting money to make more command centers. But what's the point of making command centers if you can't hold them? Although C doing a really good job breaking this. I think this entire game, C's army control has been really superior. Like in pretty much all the battles, he's been able to break contains while losing less units. But go.go getting off to such a good economic lead and making really smart plays in terms of where he's placing his units for his drops and controlling bases, that it's basically, you know, it's what's allowed him to hang on to this lead. And he's no doubt about it, he's still in a huge lead right now. He's got 5 gases mining. As we saw earlier a minute ago, he's actually getting up 4 starports, so he's going to be going for BCs. And C just now getting his 4th gas back up, and it's going to be dropped on again immediately. I mean, that's what having those huge amount of dropships really does for you. You can just consistently keep dropping, never give C a chance to really get control of that base. Well, Steve's got a lot of units there, so he might be able to hold this off, but as long as he keeps those dropships alive, he's going to be able to come back and drop again. So just denying the 5th gas there, although C's going to be able to keep the 4th. A lot of units there by C, so he's managed to macro up a really good army despite his few gases, but I can imagine that go.go still has a huge amount of gas. Oh, go.go, is he going to drop on top of these tanks? They might do a lot of damage here. They're all sieged up. Okay, he managed to unsiege some tanks just in time to avoid the splash damage, but still 2 tanks up there and preventing him from getting the gas, although C's going to clear this out relatively quickly. go.go just has to get these dropships back. That's the key. Those dropships out of there, reload them, and keep the pressure on.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see go.go's unit count, as we see go.go actually producing a bunch of starports and wraiths. I mean, a lot of times we see at the endgame TVT players go into battle cruisers, especially on maps that, you know, just lots of areas where high ground to low ground when it's difficult to chase, you know, almost carrier maps where it's difficult to chase BCs with Goliaths. In the game that these guys played in the Winners League, C versus go.go, after C secured 2 more gases than go.go had, C actually put down a bunch of starports just like go.go's doing, as if he was going to go BCs, and then just went straight into wraiths. And C actually finished go.go off with an enormous army, at least 3 full control groups of wraiths. And it looks like, you know, it's funny how C got his revenge earlier. Now go.go is almost doing exactly what C's doing. And this is, the wraiths early on is also an excellent way of keeping your dropship lead. Not only can you keep all your dropships alive and escort them, but wraiths are just excellent for sniping off opponents' dropships. And because C has been limited on gas this whole time, I mean, he's trying to cut corners completely. He needs to keep all of his dropships alive. And go.go pushing out now, huge control group of tanks, and it looks like all C's tanks are in the upper right, and C's got some dropships, but because go.go just has such a large dropship advantage, C just doesn't have the mobility, and C's forced in kind of the static defense mode where he has to keep his forces in his base, and C scans the wraiths, and interesting scan there. I'm not sure what that was for. I mean, I guess that's the most probable place you would put a bunch of starports, and now C realizes that he's really going to have to play aggressive here. He needs to take that base, and he needs to start picking off go.go's bases, because once go.go builds up a bunch of wraiths, there's really nothing C's going to be able to do, because he's not going to be able to use the dropships effectively. I mean, he's pouring so much gas into dropships, into tanks right now. I mean, look at his army collectively. He probably only has maybe 6 to 8 Goliaths in the entire map right now.
Yeah, and that's just so many wraiths. I mean, he looks like he's already almost got 2 control groups. Once he moves out with those wraiths, I mean, it doesn't even really matter if he loses some of them to Goliaths. If he moves out with those wraiths and goes straight for C's drop shot, okay, he's going to do a doom drop on C's main here. This is probably going to end the game. I don't think C can hold this, especially if he comes with the wraiths in behind and prevents the dropship reinforcements. It's going to completely shut down anything C's doing. I mean, C can't afford to lose factories at this point. He's getting his dropships there. For some reason, go.go keeping the wraiths in his base, but still he's going to do a lot of damage here. There's actually not enough space for C to drop on top of the tanks, so he had to drop his tanks within siege tank range, and losing all of the units that he dropped. So there we go. There's the GG. Poor go.go didn't even get to use all the wraiths. But, I mean, well played by go.go, basically taking control of this game early and managing to keep it through some smart plays, even though getting out microed at a lot of points, but just really been able to get a stranglehold on C and not let him advance and get a better economy up.
Yeah, this is a tough break for C. I mean, although he's a pretty well-rounded player, all 3 of his matchups are pretty good. But I mean, go.go was probably the least favorite to get out of this group, and now C is going to have to go through 4GG, and then he's going to have to go through the winner of 4GG lost. So yeah, he's going to have to go through 4GG, and then he's going to have to probably go through go.go again. So looks like C really going to have problems with TVT. Just, you know, that was probably his easiest match to win, and I mean, if he could have beat Stork. But now go.go is going to be moving on to the winners match versus Stork, and this is just going to be a hilarious matchup because go.go's TVP is just awful compared to Stork's just S-class PVT. So I think we're going to see an enormous slaughter in the next game to come.
Yeah, and to tell you the truth, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I've never been a big fan of go.go, and I'm going to enjoy seeing Stork crush him. So that being said, let's move on to the next game. Unless you have any final thoughts you want to share.
No, man, I guess I'm done. Peace out, guys.
All right, peace out.